March 18th, Mike Tyson, Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock dies. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Haye, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. It's time for This Week in Boxing. This week we're going to be talking about Al Haymon, Floyd Mayweather, Matchroom, Quigg, Frampton, the whole shebang. Let's start with this weekend's fights, which is a huge list. I actually had to write it down. Let's go. I won't say Friday's night fights. Quick one. Roy Jones wins.
Yeah.
Shannon Briggs wins.
Yeah.
Razor Ruddock wins.
Yeah, so the average age is 139, I think. Average age, pointless fights for every single one of them. Shannon Briggs,
all of them were title shots.
Yeah, funny yeah, the weird titles. The worst out of all of them is Shannon Briggs. And the reason I say that, look, Razor Ruddock comeback fight, we know no one knows what's going to happen. Roy Jones Jr., although he's calling it Huck, it's looking busy fights. Yeah. Shannon Briggs is the one that's calling that Klitschko. He's the one that's asking for these big name fights. Mm-hmm. You don't fight a guy that's lost. I can't remember the guy's record. Yeah. Something like 27. I can't remember what his record. And then call that Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I mean? You need to fight someone now of substance if you're going to start doing that let's go champ thing. Yeah. We all got behind it. You like it, I like it.
It's funny.
But
yeah, it's entertaining.
Let's have some substance in your fights now.
Gamero Jones called him out, went to the ring and said, look, I'm coming to heavyweight now. Let's do this, know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone's called everyone. I might call out.
I'm not going to lie. Gamero Jones, he looked quite big. Bad fight, yeah. Gamero Jones is a big guy.
He looked very big,
yeah. Not a bad fight. Friday night, we had Oval McKenzie versus Matty Yaskin.
York Hall, Bethnal Green.
Yeah, it was an interesting fight. It's a fight where Oval won, majority decision. I think it was a fair enough decision. But it was a funny fight. Both got points deducted. Both had highlights in the fight. But now Oval's calling out for Marco Huck as well.
Yeah.
I watched that fight and I didn't see anything in that fight that I think Oval can handle Huck. But I do like Oval. He's a trier. He's a go-getter. If he wants to fight to end his career, I think he deserves it.
Yeah, Oval. Look, he's moving up the weights to almost chase the fights now. Yeah. So he's almost chasing the guys again, the Bellews, the Cleverleys. Well, Cleverley's come back down now, and the Huck's far too. Oval looks like he can still make super middleweight. Yeah.
He's very
he's very ripped and stuff. But he's very wiry. He's not like big. And those Huck guys are like heavyweights that come down.
We've met Oval. We've seen Oval before.
Yeah. He's not more than my height. He's about 5'10", 5'11", so he's not.
Let's go with another quick one. Donaire wins in the second round KO.
Yeah.
Not much to say about that, to be honest.
No, it's not. Look, I don't know where Donaire is, to be honest. I don't know if Donaire should come back down in weight to his natural weight. I don't know what Donaire's doing. I mean, the Nicholas Waters loss was a big loss, and it's hard for you to come back for that in terms of being. Remember, 2 years ago, he was a superstar.
Pound for pound, top 5. Yeah, people pushing him top 2, 4.
Bob Arum was pushing him as the next Pacquiao. Yeah, go through the weights, the Filipino thing. So it's a long way back for anywhere that kind of superstardom again.
It's all good. It's your comeback fight. I understand comeback fights. I applaud comeback fights. You know, get your confidence back. Get the juices going again. Yeah. But a 2-round blowout of a guy you're supposed to blow out. I think a comeback fight you should have a little bit more to say, yeah, I've done a couple rounds. I got the victory, I built my confidence. Going out there and just blowing someone out easily, and the articles were impressively shutting. Is that
especially for Donaire?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Donaire's not like anyone else coming back. Donaire's a 4-weight world champion, 5-weight world champion coming back. So that kind of guy shouldn't come back against a no-hoper. Yeah. You should come against someone with a bit more substance that's going to take you 7-8 rounds, whatever. Yeah. But hey,
exactly. Frankie Gavin. Won last night. Points, shutout, win. We've said it previously in other videos. Sky Sports said it, and I think on websites here there is still something missing. You know, something somewhere is not clicking.
You say that, but maybe that's just it. No, maybe that's it. So, it's like when you watch athletics sometimes. Yeah, we're athletics fans, and they're watching a guy run. I remember I used to all the time and think, why can't he get under 10 seconds? He looks like he's got everything, the height, the speed, the drive. Yeah. Maybe that's just Gavin's thing. Maybe that's just Gavin's level.
He wants to be world class. He says he's world class. People say it could be European class, and that could be his limit. Like he doesn't really have that extra push. But I think we all expect so much more of him. Yeah. Look, you won a shutout. It was a good performance. You can't criticize that. But it's a guy that should have really put a dominating performance on. Yeah. And when I mean dominating, I don't mean points. I mean a stoppage or super duper impressive. It was just like,
especially when you're talking about big crowd, Sky Sports, you've signed to Matchroom, they put you in there against someone that you can be impressive with, so everyone gets excited about your fight in Birmingham coming up. So yeah, when you tick all those boxes, so when you have all those boxes and you don't tick them, then it looks disappointing. That's the thing.
Gavin McDonald.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I'm not joking, impressive. The way he puts his punches together, that's what it is. We're talking about a guy that hasn't got super power, hasn't got super speed, you know, almost like a Danny Garcia, we said. But when he finds a place for that right hand and the body shots, he finds a place for it. Yeah. And that guy was game.
But again, don't go back to Frankie Gavin, but you see my point though, where it's like, one, you can actually see a direction, where you can see what's going on. With Gavin, I'm confused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gavin. Both Gavins.
Yeah. Adam Etches versus Sergey Kaminsky.
The brick killer.
Yeah, the brick killer. And they were selling that hard on the preview up into the fight, and
it proved right.
It proved right again.
Proved right again.
Good stoppage.
Oh yeah. Johnny Nelson was like, he could have got out.
No, not Johnny Nelson. It was Jim Watt. I couldn't believe it. He was like, he should have given him a chance to get. The guy was laid out and the ref was there. Like, before you even give him a chance to count. Okay, before I get overexcited, we always criticize referees, but we always have the hindsight of saying, look, let's check the replay first. Yeah. Let's do this first. Yeah. As soon as the punch landed, he was calling for the fight to be for the ref to give him a count. The ref was right in front of him, and when the camera zoomed in, you saw the blood dripping down his head as well. It was a shocking second or two. I mean, sometimes you got to give the ref a chance to do his job.
No, yeah. That was done as soon as he landed.
As soon as he landed,
because he didn't land and immediately try and get. He landed, and I initially, it was strange. I initially thought he landed and he's almost. Is he embarrassed? Why has he not got up? Like, you know, that kind of like.
He was out.
Here we go. He was out.
He was out.
He was out. He was out. It's only when the ref went up to him, that's when he kind of put his neck up. He was out, and Kaminsky is a banger. Why? Even if he did count. Yeah. I wouldn't even want that to go disappointing for Adam Etches. Look,
yes,
this is he's big night on Sky. He's talking, you know, he was the chief undercard for a world title fight. He's with Hatton Promotions. He's not with Matchroom, so it was almost like, okay, this is your chance to impress. You're in your home arena, 15,000, and that happens. No, it's going to be a hard way to come back. He'll come back, but it's hard now.
Yeah. Let's skip through the whole American card and just go straight to Van's Charlo.
You said on the video, even if Vans wins, look, and before we get criticism, we got criticism on that video. Yeah. I'm sorry. This is why we said this stuff on the video, guys, because of that performance. If Vans wins, you said he's not going to win. I don't think it was a win. It was almost like it could have gone either way. Yeah. But it being either way, Charlo had to win. They was always going to give it to Charlo.
They both showed spots within the fight, but ultimately, I'm not over impressed with either in this fight. I don't think none of them done a good infomercial for a world title shot. Yeah,
if I'm Lara, Andrade, and the rest of the 154 division, I'm not thinking, oh, we got to avoid Charlo. I'm thinking, I watched the fight, and for the first 2 rounds, I was thinking, Lara smashes Charlo. Yeah. Like, honestly, in terms of it, I was thinking, what has Charlo got over Lara? Yeah. No disrespect.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight. It was a good boxing match in terms of that. You know, it ticked the boxes, but I just wasn't overly impressed with either performance. I think both could have done more.
And you know what it is? If the both of them were coming off the fact that, well, especially Charlo, that there was no hype around him, I'd say it's a decent boxing match. Yeah. Because there's been so much hype about Charlo, I was expecting to see something a bit special. Yeah. Vans is a good boxer, so I could see the step up was hard, but I expected a bit more from Charlo.
I'm gonna leave this one with you because I didn't get a chance to see it as of yet. Gary Russell versus Johnny Gonzalez.
It couldn't have been Johnny Gonzalez. I'm convinced it was his twin. I want to check DNA reports. I want to check medical examination reports. Honestly, look. Sometimes you got to eat humble pie. I said, you know, Gonzalez would run through Gary Russell, and that's because of Gary Russell's performance against Lomachenko. I thought that maybe he just reached that thing where he's maybe not at that level. Good old record, it got stopped. Mentally, where is he? He came back well, dominant performance, put him down I think 3 times, could be 2 actually, 2 times. Referee stopped it, game over.
Guys, that fight's on behind me right now, so I'll be watching it shortly. Let's go with Kell, Brook, Jojo, Dan. Very good performance by Kell, Brook. Jojo Dan was disappointing. I think from the first round when he got the first knockdown, he went into survival mode and was content on hugging and trying to hold. And Kell Brook done what he done what he's supposed to do. When the guy's trying to spoil and trying not to get knocked out, it is the hardest thing to knock someone out. Where all you want to do is survive and hold and clinch. And Kell got the knockout.
Yeah, it's very rare that you see aggressive southpaws. They normally are good counter punches because they almost fall into trap. They always set traps for you. this guy's an aggressive southpaw with no punch power, and it looks like very limited punch resistance.
Yeah, he tries to overwhelm you. He tries to overwhelm you.
To spoil.
Yeah, to overwhelm you. But yeah, he felt the power from Kell and said, guess what? I don't want to trade with this no more. Yeah. And like I was watching it, I was thinking, you can't stop the fight, but the guy is not doing nothing. Kell Brook, though, give him his credit, because people can say, well, it was a poor performance or whatever. No way. Comeback fight after that terrible injury. His punches were crisp. He looked sharp. He looked fit. He looked composed. All done. All said and moved. Let's go forward now. He said June. I want to hear that big name in June. My only
criticism, and look, I'm a huge Kell Brook fan. No, you know, I've always been a Kell Brook fan from day dot. I think they've read out is it 34-0 right now? 34, 32-0 Kell Brook is. And in my head I was thinking, there's still only Sean Porter on that record. Yeah. That's the only thing I was thinking. There's still only one marquee name and you fought 34 times. That's my only criticism. Don't kill me, guys. Don't kill me.
When we done the video for Porter versus Kell Brook, that was part of my argument that he ain't fought no one. Yeah. So yes,
the next.
Now we know he's world class. We know he's got all the ability.
The next 15 names got to be marquee for me. The next, honestly, every name now up until the number 40 has got to be marquee names, because even if it's not marquee names like Cicito Lopez, they're names. I want to see names now. I don't want to see any more Jojo Dans. Yeah, it's gonna have mandatories. That's the problem.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Let's go straight into the news and stick with Kell Brook. Right in ringside,
I wish I was there. Why was I not there?
Eddie Hearn just called that Amir Khan so blatant, so obvious. Khan has to respond. He had no choice.
Khan did already, innit, on Twitter.
Yeah.
Khan just said, "Good fight, Kell. Well done. Welcome back to boxing." Just very subtle, very little subtle.
That's it. I'm watching you.
Basically, I'm watching you.
Yeah, I'm watching you.
And then he said, Kell knows. Basically, I think Khan's trying to say that they know I'm not going to fight in June because they know I've got to fight in May. So I'm not going to postpone it to June. I'm thinking, why can't you hold it back 3 weeks?
Exactly. Yeah.
Hold it back 3 weeks, man.
That's marketing strategy rubbish. Yeah. If you ain't got a fight signed, you have no opponent set, you got no contract set, you could fight in June.
You think he hasn't got an opponent set?
Listen, yeah.
I think he has got an opponent set.
If he's got an opponent set, he needs to announce it as of now, or he's going to be accused of ducking. Previously on Box Talk, we've said already, I said I make Khan the favourite. I think Khan is right in making his choices. Yeah. But in saying that, though, you have no fight set as of now. You've been called out. The fight is here. Let's set it up. Let's do it.
One thing I can never accuse Amir Khan of is ducking.
No, but I'm not saying
I don't think anyone is going to say he's ducking.
I'm not saying he's ducking, but I'm saying that you got.
When you're asking for fights against Cotto, Bradley, Pacquiao, Mayweather, I don't think they're thinking ducking.
Golden Boy sues Al Heyman and Johnny Gonzalez is Mexican promoter over allegedly trying to steal Johnny Gonzalez.
This is why. Remember why it's funny you say this, because I did say that was Johnny Gonzalez twin in the ring. Yeah. A lot of people, and I've not really read the stories in the forum too, a lot of people are calling foul on that Johnny Gonzalez performance. Almost like he loses, he signs to Al Heyman. I don't know, this is what I've read, that if Johnny Gonzalez loses, Golden Boy kind of closed the contract and he signs with Al. There's something going on about that performance, and I've got to read a bit more into it, where people honestly are saying that wasn't Johnny Gonzalez through that fight almost. That wasn't him. I'm not saying that, guys. I'm trying to say a lot of people are saying that.
I tell you what, it's a funny situation. Whereas the way things are right now with the whole Al Heyman and the PBC thing, promoters are now scared to lose fighters.
Oh, frightened.
Golden Boy was suing them for £1 million. In terms of boxing promotions and suing, that's nothing. Yeah, but it's now where every fighter's gonna want to go to Al Heyman, regardless how you cut it. The promotional aspect of being on domestic TV is huge in terms of growth and money and exposure. There is no value, and when you've got no B-sides to fight with other promoters and everyone's with Al Heyman, you want to go. It causes, I've been praising Al Heyman, but when you look at it as a business mode, it causes a big problem for any other promoter to run any successful business.
Of course, because it's not just, let's be honest, boxing's two people. Yeah. So the promoter can have his fight, but he's going to be out there looking for who his fighter is going to fight. And right now, every single, even that British welterweight is signed. Nigerian British welterweight.
Yeah, I read something like that.
That is I can't remember,
I know you're talking about.
Josie Olusegun, I think his name. He's now signed Al Heyman. I thought he was retired.
Alright then, let's go with one of the rumour mill issues from this week. Floyd Mayweather apparently KO'd in sparring by Zab Judah.
I have no reason to believe this is false. I have no reason to believe this is true. I am strictly on the fence. A lot of people come out and say, impossible. And I've said already, Zab Judah is probably the best 3-round fighter in the world. In the history of boxing. Yeah. For 3 rounds, he will wallop you. Yeah. And that's what sparring is. Sparring is 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be shocked if he landed.
No, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Southpaw as well. Wouldn't be shocked.
Let's
be honest. He put Mayweather down when they were both at their peak.
Yeah. Let me tell you this now. And
what round was that?
Early. It was early. But it was a touch glove type of.
That was a knockdown.
I tell you what. Honestly and truly, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it holds little relevance in terms of that. There's only a handful of fighters that I've heard of that have never ever been down in sparring. That's how you learn to recover. Yeah. That's how you maybe learn to recover after taking that huge shot from bloody. So if he got knocked down, I think it had no relevance on the fight. But
is it not?
No, I don't think it does.
I think that has no relevance. That a southpaw lefty with power and speed that knock him down when he's fighting a southpaw lefty with power and speed.
If that is true that he got knocked down, and it's roughly from the time it was last week,
with
Sunday
12 ounce gloves.
It happened last week. Last week it was. So it's 6 weeks from the fight.
Yeah.
That means whatever the mistake he made, he could fix within that time. That's what sparring is there for. So as far as I'm concerned, it's good. It's interesting. It sells articles. Let's stick with this for now with Floyd and Pacquiao. Sky wins a huge bidding war for the rights to show Pacquiao Mayweather at £20 pay-per-view.
Yeah, shocked to be honest. And you know the problem was for Sky. How they were going to win. Obviously, it was Box Nation and Sky. I think they're the last two. ITV were talked about fighting for it, but it was because of the time difference. Yeah. I didn't think they would ever think it would work. You mentioned how would Box Nation do it?
Yeah.
So if Box Nation did win, what are they going to do? Then charge a pay-per-view on top of their pay-per-view?
Yeah.
So it was always going to be difficult for Box Nation because they're going to have to spend so much money and almost hope people then buy their channel, if that makes any sense. Where Sky already have the platform. And, as you mentioned, $19.95 is a bargain. We was already thinking about dropping 50 quid.
Yeah.
And I was happy to drop 50 quid.
Same here.
So $9.95 is a bargain. So they must be expecting a huge amount of people signing up for this.
Yeah, definitely. I think though Frank Warren's team are disappointed they didn't win because the day after that, aggressive, they came out saying we've got Klitschko Jennings, we've got Alvarez versus Kirkland. They're pushing the ball out saying, look, we've got every other fight in boxing. With an article you told me about this week, what I didn't find out until halfway through the week, with Ricky Burns bankrupt.
Yes.
That was shocking when you told me.
Yeah. Disappointed, shocking, upset for everyone involved. Look, and I think Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, someone's got to take some sort of responsibility as well for this because, I mean, if he has been sued and for all intents and purposes he's lost, and that's Ricky Burns, how have they been able to sign him? I mean, it's like he must have been signed to a contract. Look, we can't get into legal ramifications, so we might be way over our head with this, but I kind of feel like Ricky Burns has been ill-advised somewhere by someone, and someone's got to take responsibility.
Okay, I tell you what, and it's going to sound really bad because I like Ricky Burns, but I think I have to blame Ricky Burns. And the reason why I have to blame Ricky Burns is that at the end of the day, it's his team, it's his choice, his decisions. Someone's made you an offer and you took it. Yeah. He knew ultimately if he had a contract or didn't have a contract. Yeah. For Frank Warren, for Ricky Burns to go court and say he's got to pay his own legal fees, which is something like £200,000, and he's got to pay Frank Warren £175,000 or £180,000, basically telling you were wrong. Yeah.
What it also tells me is if you're bankrupt and you're Ricky Burns, maybe I'm overinflating what Ricky Burns got paid or gets paid for his fights.
Nah.
I thought Ricky Burns was getting paid $200,000-300,000.
Two-weight world champion.
Yeah.
No, I mean
big fights in Scotland.
Yeah.
Honestly, when he said he's bankrupt, I thought, wow.
Yeah.
Is that all you've got paid?
Ricky Burns seems like a very humble guy. Seems like a very nice guy.
Doesn't seem like someone that flashes money.
It must have hurt him a lot to say, look, I've only got £226 in my pocket.
238.
238.
Yeah. Missing that 12 quid.
Yeah, but you get my point. It's tough. Quigg versus Frampton.
Yes. Sounds like it's catching legs now. Sounds like people are starting to move with this fight.
It's moved a lot. Early in the week, it was like Quigg team was saying we're going to give them only 2 weeks because we want to fight early in the week. Stop there for a second. Sorry, Ray, to interrupt you. Quigg team are trying to dictate to Carl Frampton. I must be missing something. We're going to give them 2 weeks, then we're moving on. No, if we're doing a summer fight for summer, for training or whatever, and I'm trying to say, it's a fair enough point. No, it's not dictating, it's saying, look guys, we're going to do the fight, and for summer, we need sufficient training time, blah, 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 let's get it sorted out. Of course, that makes sense. Quigg has phenomenal options. No, it's not about the options, it's not about promotional aspects, it's not about who's the bigger draw, it's saying, we're going to do it for summer, for June, July, let's get the right time to do it correctly, not rush it. That's a fair point. You're a Quigg man. No, it's not a Quigg man, you've got to be fair. Anyway, by midweek, it moved on from saying, Matchroom and McGuigan are meeting up, and normally when something goes bad, someone releases a statement. Yeah. There's been no statement. Yeah. that means it's moving still or it's positive.
Yeah. And you're right. It is
Mid-June's the date, I think they're saying.
They are talking about mid-June. Problem is, obviously, Barry McGregor wants it on ITV.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sky thinks it's a pay-per-view fight. There's going to be small problems there. Remember what Barry Hearn said? That, well, look, there's no way ITV can compete with Sky pay-per-view money.
Yeah.
Well, ITV might think, well, we'll see. Because ITV is a terrestrial TV channel. If they think they can get, I don't know what the viewers are, 7-8 million, it might outweigh the pay-per-view numbers.
I think it's either two. You've got two sides to this fight. It's either what do you want to get out of it, the biggest pay packet or the biggest exposure. If it's about paying your bills and having the best aspect out of it,
Sky.
It is Sky 110%. If it's about building a brand and making more money in the long haul, it is Sky. Sorry, it is on ITV.
And that's where, if Barry McGregor is so confident Frampton can win, I think he's going to sell ITV because he's going to think that's a team we want to stay with.
Yeah. I was watching the Boxing Voice this week, and I was watching an interview with Dirrell about the Kell fight, and Dirrell said something very, very interesting, what I liked. They were saying how this fight play out and whatever, and he goes, look, I'm back, I'm smarter, I'm stronger, I'm mentally more tougher. And that was the element we said before about his mental strength, that's where he seems to have the cracks in his armour. Him acknowledging that tells me he's in a good place.
Yeah, boxers talk. Boxers talk. Mentally more tougher. Let's see how mentally good you are when you step up in level. Yeah. It's easily mentally blowing out these guys. I want to see what you are when the heat gets turned on you.
You're 100% right. But for him to mention his own back.
Oh, that he knew he had some sort of mental.
Yeah, for him to mention his own back, that's a good sign. That doesn't mean he's going to win the fight. It's just saying that. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win this fight. I know the why. But for him to acknowledge that he felt that he had a mental weakness and he's worked on it and fixed it within that time. I think it makes it a much more interesting fight because that was going to be my key when we do the video of where the weakness was. Okay. And now he's acknowledging that.
I'm scared for both men in this fight. Hate it. Can't call it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Hate it. Cancel the fight now, please, and let James go fight someone else. That Mexican is supposed to fight for the IBF.
Ronda Rousey and Layla Ali, especially Dana White's getting involved with this now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a quick statement of it. Didn't stop being stupid about this. It's so silly. Let's go back to the original conversation that we always had before. If a boxer goes in an MMA fight, the MMA person will win. If an MMA person goes to a boxing match, the boxer will win. Him saying, let's set the fight up for Layla Ali, who ain't fought in 6 or 7 years, who fought last time as a super middleweight against 135-pound Ronda Rousey, it could never ever happen. Why are you even making statements about it, Dana White? Why are all of them talking silliness? To be fair, Layla's been more quieter, but what are you talking about?
He's a promoter. Let him promote.
How can you? Anyone knows anything about combat sport? Them two are not even the same weight class. Not even close to the same weight class.
That's not.
What are you gonna? It's rubbish.
But
it's a waste of time.
Ronda's name out there even more. People do what we do now, which is start talking about it. Good promotion is bad promotion. Bad promotion is good promotion. Okay. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Tell me one way how this fight works out.
It doesn't work out.
It's impossible.
It doesn't work out. No, that's like when we joked about Ronda Rousey fighting men in UFC. We talked about it. Let's be honest. It will never ever happen, but we've done it. Why did we do it?
You mentioned that first argument, Joe Rogan. Why do they always try to sell MMA? I like MMA, but why are you always trying to sell MMA against boxing and trying to make it some sort of issue? Put one of your guys and put one of your champions in boxing.
You know why? Because
they're trying to sell to us.
No, because years ago boxing was the thing. If you're the best boxer in the world, you can go outside and kick anyone's ass. Now, unfortunately, that's no longer the case. If you're a UFC champion, you can kick anyone's ass. Yeah. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to say basically the UFC man, if you like, could outdo any boxing man on the street. Which
Audley Harrison retires. Yes. Calls it a day.
What, has he?
Apparently he has.
He's done it about 6 times from what I remember.
No, I will say this about Audley Harrison.
Go on.
He made some bad choices.
Yes.
Yeah. He's been knocked out badly a few times.
Yes.
But at least he tried. And I reckon that for him to come out.
Tried. When you say tried, what do you mean?
He tried. He tried. He tried to make a name for him. He tried to do his own thing, run his own promotional company.
Yes. Oh yeah.
He tried. Give him a shot. He tried. Didn't work out.
Got the contract with BBC when he
exactly. Yeah. But what I will say about Audley Harrison, I'm trying to say is that all the critics he gets that he should have retired, at least finally he has got out with his health and a little change in his pocket.
I agree. Audley Harrison, that's a good point you make actually. Good point because I was going to go into him. But this is a guy that has made some money.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the guys that are in around his time. Sprott looks
Exactly.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
What's the guy that fought Anthony Joshua in Liverpool? And that's Skelton.
Yeah.
Danny Williams. He's in and around that era.
Yeah.
And he's the only one, to me, that's come out with money in his pocket. He's got his wife. They've got a business in, I think, LA.
Yeah.
They're doing well. He looks well, talks well. Not a problem. Get out.
And we could all criticize Audley Harrison for what he's done and whatever. And I mean, he's got enough press clippings, enough statements what he said, and you think, oh my gosh, just please shut up. Remember when he first came to win the British title fight in 10 fights?
Yeah.
So you could always go back to stuff like that. But let's look at the positives as well. Know what I mean? You can't always break people down.
How many people have used what he does, that kind of talking thing, to sell fights? So many people do it now. I like Audley in the sense that what you just said, that he's come out and he's retired on his own terms. So let's be honest, Audley Harrison could easily sign for a lesser promoter company and still make big money.
WBA making a bloody trophy for Pat Mayweather.
Yeah.
Please.
Because they're trying.
So WBC's making a special belt.
Special $1 million belt.
And now you got a trophy.
There's no poor people in the world. Let's just make a $1 million belt. Even though we can't pay the people that are anything on below these guys, but we give these guys $1 million a belt.
A belt.
You know I don't think Keith Thurman has made $1 million for any of his fights yet, and they're giving a belt away $1 million because what?
A trophy for fight should happen 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's almost reminds of K1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Have you seen Southpaw movie trailer?
No, never heard of it.
Guys, go check out Southpaw. It's a film starring that guy from End of Watch.
End of Watch.
That cop film when he's got the camera.
Gyllenhaal.
I can't remember the guy. He's in enough films,
Yeah, Gyllenhaal, yeah.
Films, just film, boxing film.
Sorry, is this boxing or are you some sort of movie promoter? Every week you promote. One thing we will say, and we got, I kind of tweeted it right. It was Ryan's idea, to be fair, so I don't want to steal his thunder. But we tweeted it in terms of what fight would you go back in time to watch? I tweeted it. A few people have come back to us. Guys, get us in because we want to do a video about this. What fight, if any, in history, just the one fight, would you go back to watch in time? I mean, I kind of mentioned I would watch Thriller in Manila. Yeah. But then I kind of, the other day was watching Hagler Hearns and I thought, boy, I would love to watch that again. Yeah. What's yours?
There's too many to count.
Yeah.
I mean, I could give you a whole list.
Give me one British one then. One British one.
Oh, one British one.
You bang Ben the second, even though it wasn't a good fight, just the atmosphere was just looked like you could cut it with a knife.
Yeah. That must be top of the list.
Yeah.
But I could even go back a little further. I must say Kirkland Lang versus Dirrell.
Yeah.
That's upset special.
No one.
Kirkland Lang used to live around the corner from my house in Hackney.
Yeah.
Kirkland has to run around Hackney Downs Park. Go watch him beat Dirrell. I would love that.
Let's go quickly.
Alright then. Okay. David Haye talks about is coming back into the ring. David Hayes mentioned maybe a year ago that he's coming back. Yeah. Then he had issues with Adam Booth.
Yeah.
Then went really, really quiet.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Rumours. Look, I can understand people's frustrations, your frustrations, even everyone's frustration with David Haye. I mean, this guy hasn't fought since Jazora. And, you see images of him with, I've got shoulder surgery, I've got an eye problem. Yeah. We just want to see you fight. It's getting to a stage with David Haye where, what is he, 34 now?
Yeah, it's getting on.
34? He's not young, he's not this young, fresh spring chicken anymore. But there are rumours that he's signed with Al Heyman.
Yeah.
And if he is, then the ascendancy to a title fight should be a lot easier than it should be over here, so to speak.
With David Hayes' profile already, which is huge profile, and like Adi always mentions to me, he has like the largest following of like heavyweight boxers in the world and all this other stuff.
Heavyweights,
But with the PBC and the exposure that provides as well,
I'm telling you,
the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
My only frustration is that you said you're gonna fight. Good, I like that. I like good fights. I like knockouts. But it's been a long time coming.
And even before the Jazora fight, it was a long time coming. So what we got for this week / next week's fights?
Yeah, this week's fights, we got Anthony Joshua versus Jason Gavin.
Feel sorry for Gavin already.
Yeah, definitely.
Joshua looks like a beast on his Instagram.
Yeah, we got Anthony Nelson versus Jamie Wilson.
Yeah.
We got Stephen Simmons versus John Lewis Dickinson.
Good fight. Tell you now, that's a very, very good fight. Woo.
And we also got Donaire Stevenson versus Saki Obika.
Ain't Josh Warrington fighting on this card as well, no?
No, I think it's a week after.
Okay.
Then we also got the real main event, Bertie Bia versus Campillo. And just a quick check to make sure I ain't missed nothing out. Those are the fights for next week. Guys, I'm on holiday next week, so Adam might be flying solo.
Yeah, did you hear that? I am going to be doing This Week in Boxing myself next week. So don't already Judge me, because I have not filmed by myself before, but I'll try. There you go, guys. That's this week in boxing. Busy week of boxing fights again. Big show again. Don't forget to do the usual. Subscribe, tweet, Instagram, all the rest. And thanks for watching another This Week of This Week in Boxing. Cheers.